Peter Brightman, and I'm a third-party Syndicate finance manager. I started off at Chaucer 8 years ago as a bookkeeper, and I've worked my way up from a bookkeeper to an assistant to an accountant, and then finally, in the last couple of months, been promoted to the manager. What my role entails is basically the finance function for insurance companies that are not owned by Chaucer, and we will do reports for them, we'll do accounts for them, and my role is to make their life smoother, really. When I was at school, I wanted to be a tennis player. I did it from the age of 10 to 17, and I got to quite a high standard. I played for the country and all the tournaments, all the junior international tournaments, and as I was quite lucky to travel the world with that. I think I won my first tournament when I was 4 in the short tennis, but then progressed to the bigger tennis and start playing the better tournaments. The best probably part of playing tennis and the best moment for me was there's a Winchester tournament which is quite big for the European juniors, and I won that for the under-16s, and that for me was defining. I was really pleased. And then obviously when you get your first world ranking points, I remember I was in Ireland and it was raining and it was interrupted between rain breaks, but I got my first world ranking point, so I was finally had one foot on the ladder, and I loved it. And then unfortunately I got a bad shoulder injury and had to stop playing and had to make the choice, do I try and get better or do I go to university? But basically when I served, my arm just tore, and at that moment it was a case of all of a sudden everything that I've lived for, everything that I've wanted to do, it's only like, I can't do it, what am I going to do? I dealt with it in many ways. It was a case of I couldn't look back, I couldn't change what's happened, I couldn't miraculously fix my shoulder. It's always going to be an issue, and I just had to look forward and think, right, what am I going to do now, and how am I going to get there? And that's what I did. So I got my A-levels, started at university, didn't like it, left, and then got a job and trained to be an accountant. So if you'd asked me 10 years ago what I was doing, it probably wouldn't have been this. You know, to be on, hopefully, at the Beijing Olympics. I was going to do business in accounts at University of Coventry. I went there, started doing the course and thought, this isn't for me. And for me, I wanted to find a job that had a good study policy, that would pay for my study, and that had good career progression. Because doing the accountancy exams, because I still wanted to get a professional qualification, obviously because it wasn't going to be a degree, I wanted to, become a qualified accountant, but through a different route, and wanted to find a company that would support me in doing that, and that's how I found one in Chaucer. The qualification that I took, which is the ACCA, which is Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, there are 2 sittings in June and December, and you can do anywhere between 1 and 4 modules a sitting. So if you do on average 2, it will take you 3 years to qualify, and it took me 4. Because it's quite a culture shock going from doing A-levels. The accountancy exams are very practical, and it's a completely different way of revising and learning. Tennis has definitely impacted the way I am. I'm very competitive, and that's in everything that I do. I'm one of these people that always looking to improve. What can I do next is the question I'm always asking myself. What can I do to make it better? What can I do to earn more money? And with my bosses, we'll try to build a path.